How will you know when the top is in for crypto? How will you know when the perfect time to sell is? Well, you probably won't. And you probably won't perfectly sell the top. So get that out of your brain. But there are some common indicators that have pretty reliably signaled that a market top is coming soon or is here now or is almost over. And they get the hell out before the big collapse comes. In this video, I want to share these indicators with you so that you'll have the knowledge to know when to get out. This video is packed with insane alpha. Bookmark it, rewatch it later. Let's go. And let's start off with technical features before talking about some social features that are also pretty important to keep an eye on. By the way, usually you will see many of these at the same time. So just one flashing usually is not enough, although one or two flashing, maybe three flashing could be a short-term topping signal, meaning a cool off the market's coming. When you see a lot of these together, watch out. Let's start with the pi cycle top indicator. Last cycle and the cycle before last, it flashed within about 3 days of the final top for Bitcoin. Now, that is some pretty damn scary accuracy and about as close as you can hope to get in terms of a good signal. So if you're seeing this one flashing the sell signal, then pay attention to it because it might be time to get the heck out of the market. Do note that altcoins tend to peak about 2 weeks after the pi cycle tops flash indicator flashes for Bitcoin. The next indicator is the MVRVZ indicator. When this enters the pink box, usually time to get out of the market. And if you see it peaking above the pink box, then run fast, sell, and don't look back. By the way, you can find this, the pi cycle top indicator, and the next indicator we're going to talk about in the website lookintobitcoin.com. Now let's talk about the net unrealized profit loss indicator, or the NUPL. Basically, when you see this either touch or enter into the pink box, it means that the market is overheated. It's time to think about heading for the exits. Now, this is usually an earlier signal and tends to hit a few days to a few weeks before Bitcoin actually tops. So you can use that as your canary in the coal mine, so to speak. Again, altcoins usually topping about 2 weeks after Bitcoin does. Now, all that's cool, of course, but let's open up the price charts. Now let's look at some chart indicators. First, let's talk about the 50-day exponential moving average. Now, you can expect multiple retests of this line during a bull market, but it also serves as an early warning, an early major warning sign that things are about to go to crap. Look here in 2021. We had 2 major downturns marked, of course, by a loss of and then a failure to retake the 50-day exponential moving average. Look, it's not perfect and it's a later signal, but it can serve to help inform your thoughts on if the bulls can step it back up to the plate, if a reversal can happen above this line. Because if it doesn't, watch out below. A much later indicator, of course, is the 200-day exponential moving average in late 2021. We crossed this line, and had you got out then, you didn't get out of the 50-day EMA, but you got out of the 200 EMA, well, you would have got out around $50,000. Not as good as selling the top at $69,000. Obviously, hindsight's great. But the price from this point, crossing under the 200-day EMA, it dropped another 69% and eventually reached $15,500. Another last call for alcohol signal. Closing time is here, is the weekly MACD. Look at 2021. Had you sold when the bear cross happened on the weekly MACD, then you would have been able to sell at 52K before the drop to 28K and sell at 50K before the drop to 15.5K. Again, this is not perfectly hitting the top signal, but it's a, hey, buddy, the party is over signal, get out. And you'll still get good profits if you sell around that time. Less technical, perhaps, but there's, of course, the 4-year cycle theory. Basically, by this theory, every 4 years in Q4, the market top will hit. This was true in 2013. This was true in 2017. This was true in 2021. And many believe it'll be true again in 2025. So by this theory, basically just plan to sell everything at the end of next year, regardless of whatever else is going on. And don't believe in the super cycle bullshit that's going to come out when that happens. Up only $1 million soon. It's going to flood your timelines. You will be convinced. Be careful. And one final, although perhaps more arcane signal could be the Fibonacci lines. Look at the 2021 cycle. This is some crazy stuff. The price of Bitcoin hit the 3.618 Fibonacci line, highlighted by the orange arrow that you see here, for the early cycle peak and the final peak, both times. Selling was a good idea in both cases. But that was then, Lark. What about now? Well, this indicator shows that the 3.618 line is right around $210,000, $215,000. Maybe we overshoot at the absolute peak price and push up as high as like 230 or 250. But selling just over the 3.618 line could be a great time to get the heck out of the markets. And unlike many of the other signals that I just shared, this is actually an earlier signal that will let you get out much closer to the top and for more profits, much like with the Pi cycle top indicator. Real quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is iTrust. If you want to trade crypto as much as you want and never have to pay any tax, true, it's possible, then iTrust crypto retirement accounts. You can roll over your 401k, start a new retirement account, whatever, they got you covered. Might be what you're looking for. You can trade a huge range of popular coins, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, on the biggest crypto IRA platform, most users, most volume, most assets under management. Unlike Bitcoin ETFs as well, of course, iTrust is 365 days a year, 24/7, just like crypto. You can even gold and silver, the real deal stuff, not paper garbage, via the partnership with Kitco. Use the link in the description to sign up, and you can even get a $100 funding bonus. So check it out, and thanks again to iTrust for sponsoring today's video. Now let's talk about the social factors. First would be, of course, the big news story. I'm unsure what this could actually be right now, but there will be something. In 2021, we had El Salvador, which marked the 69K top, the Coinbase IPO, which marked the 64K top. In 2017, Bitcoin futures marked the top on around December 17th, December 18th. So watch out for some of the following news stories, which could maybe be a major topping news story. So a central bank from a major nation buying Bitcoin, could be Russia, could be France, for example. Equally, a sovereign wealth fund from a major player announcing that it's buying truck tons of Bitcoin could be such a moment too. We already kind of have those inklings of stories, but an official announcement would be something like that. A mega IPO for someone like Binance. I don't know if they're going to do an IPO, but just as an example. Or it could be Google or Facebook announcing that, hey, we're buying $10 billion in Bitcoin for our corporate treasuries. Could be a topping moment. Maybe even someone like Switzerland approving Bitcoin as legal tender. That would be huge beyond belief. And a plausible scenario. Maybe Vanguard finally launches a Bitcoin ETF. That would be a late stage moment, wouldn't it? I say that because Vanguard, of course, are big haters and they will be late movers in the space. The next is media hype. This New York Times article, for example, is published at the exact top of the altcoin bubble in January 2018, or in 2021, we saw Jimmy Fallon talking up Bored Ape NFTs within days of the top and the inevitable collapse. There are many other examples. But widespread media hype should be met with fear, not greed. You might also count social signals, things like previously not rich people posting pictures of their Rolexes, flying private, all that kind of stuff starting to fill up your timeline. It means that there is too much rich and too much froth in the market, and that nature needs to heal a little bit. Another trusted indicator could be the Coinbase app. Now, everybody kind of knows this now. It could be front run in that idea, but the last two cycles, it has hit the number one in the App Store within about a few days of the top for Bitcoin and about 2 weeks before the altcoin top came in. Binance and Crypto.com in this scenario also probably going to be in the top 10 most downloaded apps of all apps. Now, it's a little more of an uncertain signal, and it may not work out again this cycle, but also it might, and I wouldn't fade it. A much less certain but quite curious social indicator, of course, also those friends and family members, the old school buddy from college or whatever. You don't talk to this person. In fact, you rarely ever talk to this person. They're not interested in crypto, not interested in investing. They're the normies. But suddenly they're reaching out to you because they heard you something crypto posted online once, and they're asking you what dog coins to buy. Not perfect, but definitely a red flag that the market's overheated. Final warning, and write this one down. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Look at this. Understand that most market participants will exactly go through this psychological ballet of emotions. At the top, they will be mega bullish. I'm a genius. I need to bet more. It's time to remortgage the house and go all in. They will get greedy. They will buy more. And at the bottom, they will feel like idiots and they will sell for crushing, devastating losses, but not you, because you know that to win, you must do the opposite. These people are your exit liquidity. That's how it is, man. Don't hate the player, hate the game. This is not kumbaya. This is player versus player, and you need to win the game for you. You need to understand that most are going to lose. It's the unfortunate reality of investing. It's just the rules. Look, I don't make the rules, but those are the rules. You either play to win or you play to lose. No matter what combination of these factors you see happening, there is one thing that will 100% be true. You will either take your profits or the market will take them for you. There will be no orderly exit from the market, only chaos and then pain and suffering for those of you who did not sell. The sooner that you accept that this is the reality, the better your chances of actually making money in this market become. Thanks for watching.